Welcome, welcome back to Speak Pact. I am thrilled that you are here, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. I have Susie Moon with us. She is a relationship and communications expert. When it comes to any profession, it is highly, highly important. I'm going to read a little bit about her to you here in a moment, but I will say, in the speaking industry specifically, relationships are everything. If you have the right network, have the right power tribe community, and have the right relationships built, then you have a strong speaking business. And so we're going to dive right into that today. Welcome to the stage, Susie.
Thanks, Antoniette. It's great to be here. I'm just thrilled to be talking with you today.
Well, I love that there's an actual movement named after your approach to relationship building and to communication, the Susie Moon effect. So we're going to dive into that. I want to know more about it. What's different about your approach and why it's so effective? So to go into your bio a little bit, Susie Moon is Chief Connection Officer of a boutique consulting agency named Susie Moon Consulting. She helps experts grow their businesses through speaking and building relationships. Huge, right? I'm all about the power of your voice, not only to give solutions and create a movement, but also to build your business. It's the number one best marketing strategy in the world is to use the power of your voice. And you have really developed some neat strategies on how to do that. So we'll go into that. You are known for your energetic approach and for your humor. Aren't you a stand-up as well? Is that you? That was somebody else I was talking to.
Kind of me, yeah, but that's a whole other conversation.
All right, we'll save that for another time. She uncovers opportunities to help clients get in front of their target audiences and find solid referral partners. Referral relationships are incredibly important as well. That's better than any marketing dollar that you can spend. A good referral goes a lot further and is much more effective. All right, her unique combination of expertise and business strategy creates the distinctive Susie Moon effect. So we will dive right into that. But let's first go into why communication? Why did you navigate or gravitate towards making networking and relationship building the kind of the cornerstone of your career?
Yeah, I think what I realized was I have a gift for finding out what people are best at. I'm good at asking questions, and I want to know when I meet someone what makes them stand out, what makes them unique that is different from everyone else. And if I can find that and share that talent with others, it lifts me up. And if we were all in our zone of genius doing the thing that we were best at, what a great place this would be. So it's something that I just feel like it's a movement where we all need to share what we're best at and use our voices and just make the world a better place.
Right. Nobody can get a message across the way you do. You're just going to hit it in such a way that's going to resonate to certain sectors of people, and that's very hard to predict. So if you hide your voice, there's whole sectors of people who don't get those strategies and solutions and point of views that only you can bring. So yeah, I'm all about that. Now, you do talk about intentional marketing. What does that look like in practice? What's the difference between networking willy-nilly and intentionally networking in a way that markets your voice and the UVP, right? The unique value that you bring to the market?
I think it's important to think about networking in that relationship building way. Most salespeople are better when they can build a relationship, because it's all about trust. It's who you know. You'll always hear that if you're looking for a job, it's who you know. Who do you know in the organization? So our whole world is based on relationships. And if we can be more intentional about the wording we use, giving first, what a difference we can make. People who commonly give, they're more often more likely to be given something in return. I don't know if maybe it's a Midwest nice thing, but whenever somebody gives you something, we typically want to give back. It's just that compulsion to, that we feel bad for somebody giving. But I think it's true in business, no matter what industry you're in. I think it's building unique and deep, meaningful relationships. And not just if you're a speaker. I think it helps definitely if you want to get on some stages, but really learning more about the people, caring what they're all about, finding out, what their birthday is or what their favorite TV show is. It just brings people together in a different way.
I have one speaker who actually will mingle before the event. And even before he gets to the event, he asks the organizer what that organizer knows about certain ones of the attendees. Right? He wants specific details about them. And then he will network on the floor right before he actually gets up there on stage. And when he's on stage, he will call out that person from Virginia whose cow just gave birth, whatever it might be. And that absolutely builds that level of trust and familiarity, right? People don't want to be the first one to gamble on you. They want to know not only who you know, but who knows you, right? And so, absolutely love that. But also the piece that you talked about, that's a true reciprocity is a very real thing, and it's not manipulative, but a powerful. Another point about networking is you're generally, if you're doing it right, you're giving within that particular organization or network of people, whether it's just an informal gathering of like minds or a formal organization that brings you together in a networking format. The more you give, the more people are compelled to give. It's just a universal law of reciprocity. It is not manipulation. There's people who utilize it in a way that is manipulative. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is give and it will be given unto you. It's just the law of the universe, right? And so when you are a speaker and you are up there giving of yourself, giving of your hard earned knowledge, because nobody pays for your hour, right? They're paying for your solution and the decades that it took you to get to that particular way of doing things, that particular point of view. They do feel very grateful that you finally said it in a way that they can receive, digest, and hopefully go and implement. There is a feeling of, wow, I really want to give back. Hopefully that becomes unpaid ambassadors, right? Hey, I went and listened to Susie Moon speak, and she has totally transformed the way I do ABC. You really should look her up and take a look at her, right? People love to give, and especially when they've been given to. It just works that way. So I love that you brought that up as a strategic part of why you spend your time to network. Let's talk about this. Like, we want to build key relationships within an organization or an industry, right? A field of expertise. Um, there's no shortage of networking groups out there. What's the difference between just joining a networking group and basically wasting your time? Because there's a lot of time sucks out there as well. There are people who just want free information, so they go to these networking groups to suck as much out of you as they can. That's not what we're talking about here. So how do you wisely choose? Because we have limited resources of energy, right? Where do we put that energy into building key relationships. I'm talking on a professional level, because in profession, you're not just going to make friends with everybody. You want to invest in key relationships. And yes, it is intentional and might kind of feel a little cold, because to choose one is kind of to omit another. But it's just the law of the land, right? Is how it goes. You cannot invest in countless relationships and be effective. You have there's a rhythm to it. How do you navigate all of that?
I had a hard time doing that when I first started my business because I love to network. So, what I learned was I had to decide, do I want to be in person or do most of it online? And I'm still half and half. I do quite a bit of in person because I love giving people hugs. After COVID, we just wanted to hug people more
Right,
often.
right, right.
But it's a matter of there's almost two approaches to it. You can find a networking group that has your either target client prospect in there, or you could even do it finding the right referral partner. So if I were to be a financial advisor, and it's hard to get clients because you really have to build a relationship,
Mhm.
I am going to look for the best referral partners. Who's already in front of that target audience that I can become connected to,
Mhm.
that can be a center of influence for me? And they'll talk about me in the rooms that I'm not in. So I try to figure out what my goal is. Am I looking for sales, or am I looking for more referral partners? I also want to make sure that the vibe is matches my vibe. I want to
Mm.
feel like I belong and I'm not, a code brown in a pool. So I want to make sure that I fit in, I feel comfortable, I can be myself, because that's very important to me. So it's a matter of kind of trying to see what works, attend a free event and figure out, are these my people? And to those introverts out there, a lot of times I suggest connecting with the host in advance and just asking, who in the room do you think I should talk to? I'm very shy. I'm not outgoing to start a conversation. Who should I talk to? And that kind of alleviates the dread that you have when you walk in the room. So, and then with online, there's so many opportunities to connect with people on LinkedIn. Once, you could take a screenshot of the whole screen of your monitor, and you can connect with each person online and build relationships that way. Hey, send them a message. We just met on this event. I would love to stay connected here. And so you're
Mhm.
gradually building those relationships. So just figuring out what your goals are and what you want to get out of the networking event, I think, is crucial.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's confession time here. We spend $0 on marketing. We have no real official website. We have some landing pages. Our very, very successful agency has been built on exactly this: relationships, referrals, um, connections, strategic networking, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is basically my website. It's my playground. I love the people there. It's not a social network platform. It is a professional gathering. I don't know exactly how to say it, of people who are serious about their business, and they want to connect with other people who are serious about their business, especially within their industry. So I think a great website's great, marketing dollars spent if you want to. But if you have to choose, or even if you don't, if you just happen to enjoy organically building your business, then this is the only way to do it. Number one, get 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 an understanding of what those groups are that are your best fit, but also don't get stuck in the muck, right? Because as you evolve, your power tribe is going to evolve, right? That group of people is going to evolve. So it might have been really great for that season, but don't be afraid to step out of that and step into something, another type of organization or group or network of people as you evolve. It's good, right? You don't leave people behind in the dust. You keep those relationships, but you invest your energy elsewhere because you only have so much of that energy capital. So I really, really love what you said. And networking is not just your name on the paper, right? It's not just being a member, it's being an active element within that organization or platform. For instance, LinkedIn. There are probably millions of people who have a static LinkedIn presence, right? They somewhere along the line made a profile, but it's completely ineffective because they're not there, they're not feeding it, and they're not go giving, right? They're not adding to other people's conversations. And LinkedIn's all about the conversations. They do not reward number of connections or followers. They do not reward likes and loves. They reward conversations, meaningful conversations within those posts. So talk about law of reciprocity. If you want to get somebody's attention, start communicating in a very gratuitous way within the comments areas of their posts. They will notice you, and you'll have a great connection there. But I really, really love what you said about, don't just, if you go and you think maybe this will be a great group, it's my niche, right? My expertise area. Looks like they've got some great professional people that are active. It's virtual that works for me, or if it's in person that works for me. Within so much driving distance, I'm going to go check it out. And you check it out, and for whatever the reason, the vibe's not there. Don't give up too soon though, because sometimes the vibe, it takes some warming up for the vibe to get there. But don't just be a wallflower, even if you're shy or an introvert. I'm not shy, but I'm definitely an introvert. I do not get energized in groups of people. My husband's the opposite. Put him in a group of people and he has energy for days, right? That's not me. I need to go take a nap after. But that's not going to keep me from interacting because I know that's the value of being there and even getting up in front and giving some value by speaking. So true networking in my point of view is true interaction and true giving. And in that you receive what you're there for, right?
And I think in your example, you and your husband might be a power couple. If you went to an event together, if you are an introvert, take an extrovert with you to be your wing person. Could they introduce you to people that you weren't going to reach out to in by yourself? And one of my friends always said that the introverts tend to be around the outside of the room, hanging out near the wall because it's a safe place. And then the extroverts are typically in the middle, chatting with each other in a circle, and find a buddy you can go with that
Yeah.
can guide you into different conversations. And I think it's the depth of your conversation is so important because you don't want to talk business. You want to learn about the people. You want to learn what drives them. Like what are they excited about? Ask them questions that it's almost like you're on a date. How do you get to know them a little bit better, and just find out like what's in their soul? What do they love to do? What do they light up with when you start talking about it, or that you ask them questions? Is it their dog? Is it knitting? Is it a TV show? Like what Are they in a band? There's so many ways that you can spark conversation. And as a speaker, this is so important. I love when you said that the speaker would call somebody out in the audience. If somebody did that to me, I'd feel like I'm the biggest fan. You feel special and you feel like you have a connection. So it's so important to do that and build those relationships that way.
Well, you spoke about trust earlier, right? And if 20 of your buddies in that room see that that speaker took honest interest in you enough to remember that your cow just gave birth, right? Or whatever it was, that is instant trust. Number one, you've gotten the third party validation from the organization or the planner who actually chose you to put in front of their precious audience, right? So that's powerful validation right there. But then for you to demonstrate that you actually do care about the people in the audience gives you, and all the people who know who Susie Moon is, right, that extra bit of validation. Even the ones that don't know you, they're like, wow, he took the time to get to know this woman he'd never met before. That's pretty neat. I like that you said bring a friend, but that can backfire too. So two ways to look at that. It definitely is great. Like if I go somewhere with my husband, even if we like to dance. We start off on the dance floor together, and then he's dancing with everybody else, and I'm pretty much standing there, dancing alone, which is fine. I'll dance alone, but it can keep you from feeling the discomfort and challenging yourself. And there is growth in discomfort. Only discomfort can create growth, right? Who grows unchallenged?
Yeah.
So when I say that, I'll give a really quick illustration. So I'm very much into natural wellness. I love all things natural wellness. And there was a big convention in the heart of Dallas. This is years ago. That I wanted to go to, but I knew nobody who was going to be there, and I knew thousands of people were going to be there, and I knew no one. It was a product I was kind of looking at, because I was actually a marketing director for a gym at that time, and they had just brought this product in, and so it was a convention around this product, and I'm like, I'm just going to go, and introvert me. I'm not shy, but I am introverted, and that's two very different things. Anyway, I went, and standing in line, I made myself, okay, comfortable me would have just been, please don't look at me, please don't talk to me. Let me just get in my seat, my warm little seat, right? And the line actually circled this hotel. Like it was like there was no hiding, right? People were everywhere. You weren't just going to go in and get into your comfortable little seat. Okay, so when I finally got in, it was just a sea of heads in this massive conference room and basically nowhere to sit. And I had to walk way through this aisle to get this one single seat that was kind of in the middle of this big section. Well, you know what happened? I got to talking to the people around me, which again was pressing my comfort zone. I wound up, this is no joke, I wound up sleeping on their hotel room floor that night because I said, you're not going to go to that hotel across town or whatever. You're going to stay right here in this hotel where the event's happening. They're friends of mine to this day. It's just this group of friends that I'd met, and we've been through babies and all kinds of seasons of life together. Had I not gotten uncomfortable, right? First of all, that would have never happened. But also, I did really well in that business for that season of my life. So I wouldn't have gotten to experience that. And I also learned a lot professionally about how to present myself, sales, right, which wasn't kind of my thing, all of those kinds of things. And that all came from being willing to put myself out there, being willing to meet new people, make new relationships, network in uncomfortable kind of settings. That it all happened from there. And this group of people, it's funny, most of them they're not in contact with each other anymore, but they're very, very good friends of mine. Each one of them individually still are. And that's a richness that I value in my life. If I would have chosen to, I don't know, run some ads or not put myself in a place of discomfort, none of that would have happened.
Good for you. And I know you mentioned kudos to you for building a business without like a website and all of the typical things that we do. It is so difficult to do that. But LinkedIn is such a great source. I love LinkedIn. It's one of my
Mhm.
favorite things to be on. I had my Facebook account hacked into about a year and a half ago. And I just wanted you to remind people that you don't own the data. Um, the platform that you're using, just make sure to back up, download your contacts just in case something happens, because you never know. I lost 17 years of Facebook stuff,
Oh,
pictures and memories.
oh,
And,
that's
you know,
ouch. Yeah.
I know. And if that happened on LinkedIn, I mean, yeah, I could start over, but oh, I would be heartbroken because of the relationships that I've built. So I just wanted
Yeah,
to
let's
mention
talk
that.
about that a little bit more because
Yeah.
that's very, very important. So, number one, you want to move people outside of any given network or platform as quickly as you can. For instance, can we continue this conversation through email or through texting, whatever it might be? Or, hey, I've got this free thing. It sounds like you would be interested in. Click this link and then you can get the download, right? Then you've got you do own your data, right? As long as you have it backed up, you own the relationships, you own the email addresses, the phone numbers, the contact names, those kinds of things. So get in your own driver's seat, own your data, and we can dive into that a little bit more. But I do want to caution when it comes to LinkedIn. First, number one, please never try to automate relationships. It does not work. Right? You can kill it with numbers. You can try to, you'll get something. But think of this, right? Let's say you're on the dating scene again for whatever reason. And you're like, well, I don't know if it's going to work out for that person. So let me just automate this. I'll try to, test out a bunch of different people and see what lands, right? That's no way to build an authentic, real, meaningful relationship. And we're talking about this industry being all about real, authentic, meaningful, sticky relationships, right? And that can only happen with the personal touch. So when it comes to DMing or reaching out to people, don't don't do it icky. Just make sure
Agreed.
you're starting real conversations. You're giving as much as you're asking, right? Don't French kiss on the first date. Like I don't say I get this every single day. We just made the connection and someone reaches out to me for a coffee talk. I am not gonna I'm not time is valuable. I don't know who the heck you are. You seem nice, but I am not going to carve a half hour out of my day to coffee talk with you. Don't do, just build into the relationship. Hold hands, shake hands, maybe hold hands, maybe have a meal together. Just build on it organically. It's just so important. And um, LinkedIn is serious about organically built relationships and conversations. We talked about how they reward conversations. They also very quickly penalize you if they think you are overdoing it or automating, right? No sudden moves on LinkedIn. And I actually found this out the hard way. So I didn't was not automating, but we were doing such high volume that LinkedIn assumed that we were automating, and they shut us down. And it was cold, no warning, shut down. It was heck to get put back up. I had to go to the notary's office. I had to do all kinds of things, and there was no real guarantee that I was going to get restored. And to start over from scratch is a massive bummer. But not only that, they wouldn't even let me create a new account. So when you're shut out, like you can see nothing. Like Facebook, you can kind of come in incognito and still kind of see what's going on. You see the LinkedIn page that says, sorry, you have no access, or whatever it is, it says, just a white screen. You have no access to those hundreds of thousands of professional relationships that are key for building, professional relationships. You have no access to that. So I never even knew what I did wrong other than sudden moves. So no sudden moves within LinkedIn, and not even, okay, so let's say you're consistently asking for like 15 connection requests a day. That's a comfortable, if you spread it out, it's every day. But then in the back area of your portal, I don't know what they call it, it stacks up. So all of those unanswered connection requests, either the people are just, they don't come to LinkedIn very much, or they didn't like you, they don't want to connect with you, or for whatever reason, they didn't connect with you. If that starts building up, LinkedIn doesn't like that either, if you have a lot of unanswered connection requests. So one day I was watching something or listening and discovered that. I'm like, oh, I better go look. And I had a whole bunch of connection requests that were not answered. So I just started withdrawing, no sudden moves. LinkedIn sent me a very strong warning. This time I actually got a warning. I was very thankful for that, because they thought I was automating, withdrawing all of those connection requests. So even that now, I go in and just delete old connection requests at a rate of maybe 10 or 15 at a time, pretty consistently. So anything you do, make it authentic. This isn't just for LinkedIn, this is for relationships in general. Make it authentic, give more than you ask for, right? And don't move too fast. That's my personal advice when it comes to networking and building relationships. I'd like to hear your take on that. Like, what are some wrong ways to go about building relationships, and like keys that you have developed over the years to build authentic relationships?
One of my pet peeves is just getting pitch slapped right away.
Yes.
As soon as somebody does connect with me, I turn down a lot because I want to have a commonality between us, and I would prefer somebody introducing us rather than just a cold outreach. Somebody sees something, so
Yeah.
I'm okay like getting an in-mail and somebody asking, "I'd love to connect with you," and they type a message. I'll email back and say, "Tell me what are you interested in? Why would you like to connect? How can I help you?" And I find that opens up more conversations to see, are we a good connection?
Mm,
I just have so many red flags about that. It's
yeah.
very, I'm very particular. So I, typically, if I connect with somebody, I'm sending them a message. Why we're connecting. So and so recommended I connect with you. Let's stay connected here, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So I'm always sending something. I rarely, if I know the person and I'm Facebook friends with them, I just connect and they know why. If it's somebody I know. But for the most part, I'm very cautious. And I do most of my introductions through LinkedIn, where I'm connecting people on the site so that they're able to look at each other's profiles, and it speeds it up for me, because I do a lot of introductions every week.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. I mean, that's giving in an incredible way. I like the way you said pitch slapped, because I just today got pitch slapped. I didn't know what to call it, but I'm like, seriously? We just connected. Unconnect. The moment I get that, I disconnect. And this is another important LinkedIn strategy. If you are connected, right? Guilty by association, whether in life outside of LinkedIn or life inside of LinkedIn. If you're connected with a bunch of spammers, pitch slappers, LinkedIn's going to assume you are one too. So the moment I start getting those, I thought you really wanted to connect with me. Obviously, you're not really interested in me. I will withdraw that connection, close that down pretty quickly. So I love the way that you said that. I know that at this stage of the show, there are plenty of listeners out there who would love to get to know how to find Susie Moon. Where do you like to be found, Susie?
Right now, I'm really loving Threads. I don't know
Oh,
if you're using that at all, but
I
I'm
signed up
finding
at some point. I don't think I've ever
it's
gone back.
there's a lot of business talk on there, and you can
Oh,
find a thread to follow and figure out, for instance, speaking opportunities or speaking. You can find a lot of speakers in there commenting on things. Hey,
mm,
I'm looking to get on more stages. Do you have any recommendations? And there's others that have communities that are sharing speaking opportunities. So never underestimate a new profile or a new platform where you can get more leads. Even, Reddit, doing a search for speaking
mhm.
opportunities. There's so many places you can just do a generic search for keywords and finding them. So Threads is one place that you can find me. LinkedIn is probably my number one, though. And of course, my website, susiemoon.net.
Okay, so no tricks for those who are just listening in. Susie, SUSIEMOON. Did you ever watch that Steven Spielberg movie? It's a while ago. MOON. That spells moon. It was one of my favorite movies. I can't even
Oh,
remember what it was.
I don't
um,
remember that one.
so super easy to find. Is that your handle? I guess on
Yep.
Threads as well,
At
Susie Moon?
Yeah,
Okay.
at Susie Moon or at Susie Moon 9 usually are the two. And if you want to Venmo me, you can. No, I'm just kidding.
Anything with nines in it would be good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So, you know my signature question, Susie, at the end, and that is just asking you to give the Speak Packed audience just one challenge that they can easily implement today to start building those more meaningful professional relationships that are going to add value to their careers in tandem with them adding value back. So, what is a way that what is something somebody can start implementing?
Gosh, I have such a hard time narrowing it down to just one. But my theory is that you're one person away from something amazing. So keeping yourself open to don't burn a bridge if you don't have to, because you never know who knows somebody. Even if you find a speaking opportunity at a school, you never know whose parents have kids in that audience that might be a CEO of a company. So just be open to the universe bringing you everything you want, and keep your eyes open. You may meet somebody at a grocery store that could bring you in as a speaker, and something amazing can happen. So just let things happen naturally, and don't turn away from any opportunity that you think could lead to something.
Oh, that's such amazing advice. We had we have recently acquired another agency into our own, and with this other agency that we acquired, um, came a speaker who is a very high value speaker. Is typically gets 10, 15, even $20,000 for an engagement. But there was something about this $500 engagement that compelled him to go ahead and accept. That $500 engagement has turned into strong six figures for him because of the connections that he made within that particular opportunity. And I don't do it willy nilly, right? Do that strategically because energy is a real thing. And preserving your energy is a real thing so that you don't burn out. But I love that you said that you're one person away from something amazing. I say that in a different way, and I might borrow that from you, Susie. But speakers often they're like, oh, I've reached out to 500 different organizations and I'm just not getting the gigs that I want. It's just that one connection that can turn into just open so many doors for you. Don't be the one who quits just before that happens. It's
Yep.
just work on those relationships and those connections, and it happens. It it will happen. It just takes some time and commitment. So
That's
good.
what I
Okay, this
say about my prince that is coming one day. I'm just one person away from him.
you got to kiss a lot of frogs, right? Hopefully, they just don't kissing them. Shake, whatever.
Shake their hands. Yep.
But that's really true. As long as you don't close yourself off, right? And you make yourself available, and you add value to the lives and careers of others. It can't help, just the law of the universe, right? It cannot help but fruit. But if you give up, you have the wrong attitude, or you try to go too fast, too quick, you're gonna, you're gonna scare away that handsome looking
Prince.
prince.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, this was a lot of fun, Susie. You are a wealth of information. I love the work that you do. Thank you for being with us and adding value to the Speak Pact audience.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
And if you are going to be valuable, you need to give value. And I know that you got value out of this show. So post it forward, like it, love it, comment, give us an honest review. It helps other people find us and find this information, and that all relies on you. So that's that law of reciprocity. The gift that we ask in return is just let us know what you got out of our time together today, and we will see you soon. Ciao, ciao for now.